Okay, let's wait till a few more people come online. We're going to be tightening up my world famous 1.5 nut with the DeWalt XR DCF 891 mid torque, the 5 amp power stack, and loosening it up Saturday with one of my new Gen 2 Milwaukee stubbies. We'll give it a couple days to sit and, age with the weather. Okay, let's tighten this up. Then in about Friday or Saturday night, we'll try to loosen it. This is the DeWalt XR DCF 891 mid torque, 5 amp power stack. We'll try to loosen this up Friday or Saturday night with one of my new stubbies, Milwaukee. Meantime, let's get tightening this. Okay. Okay. That should be enough. Torque Test channel, I think, has this at about 500 pounds of tightening. And they say their new stubby can loosen 500 pounds. We'll see. We're not going to use any buster to break it loose too. Friday or Saturday night. Okay. Now, let me get some light. Okay. Since we did that, now we're going to go and work our way. Okay. A few minutes or a few more people. I put this tongue away, back on the ground with the leather. In fact, what we might end up doing is waiting until Sunday night. That'll give this Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. This will give us 4 days for this to sit in the rain. Okay. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to be running the 4th generation Milwaukee M18 fuel impact driver with the 6 amp Forge battery. We're going to see if the 6 amp Forge or the 8 amp Forge has more power. And this is the, tabless cell technology pouch cell. Okay. Okay, let's start with the 6 amp Forge. Let's run one more. not even going to use that one. Let's run another one. I'll warm this impact driver up. Okay, run another one. Oh, which drill? I got a lot of drills. I got a lot of drills. I got the new DeWalt 1007. That thing's pretty hard to get hot. Don't forget, all the guys that are testing, they love it because even Tool with Souls loves the 1007. That's his best drill he's ever owned, and he has like 50 drills. Okay, now let's switch out the 6 amp forge. Let's put the 8 amp on. Trying to get a time on these. Figuring out the time on which battery will make this impact driver faster. As we all know, oh, the new stubby. Oh no, that thing gets hot pretty fast. You saw my testing with it. If you keep going at something for a long enough time, it goes into shut-off mode in under 30 seconds. See, I'm trying to see which battery's better with each tool. I'm going to run each Milwaukee tool that I have through the forged batteries. Because a lot of the newer Milwaukee tools, I'd say within the past year or 2 or 3, they knew about them making these batteries a long time ago. They designed these batteries a couple years in advance. And some of these tools are going to accept these batteries, you know, different variants of the batteries better than others. Like the older tools, I'm pretty sure their 10-year-old tools aren't going to do much with these old, I'm pretty sure their old tools, even the fuels, won't run that great on the forged batteries until you get to certain tools. Because they designed, it's like the new stubby, the new stubby 2nd generation. They've already got the design for that new 5 amp high performance one, the XC battery, but they also have the design for the new forged batteries they're coming out with next year. And I'm sure they designed some of these tools, even though this came out 2 years ago, with this forged battery in mind. And I have plenty of tools, like all the tools they had over at their pipeline were all probably designed for these forged batteries. Switch to the 6 amp. This is what the pouch sells. They came out with this battery a year ago. Remember, I got mine within a month of them announcing it. that got out of it. Let's put this one here. Well, that'll be a cutout. Now it's warming up. I don't want to use that. Now, let's try the 6 amp forge again. I have a hard time reading all this. Oh, the charge on the forges, I don't know. I don't have the super fast charger, you know. I got just the base charger. I'm looking to get that when it goes on sale. It's 250 bucks. It's too much money. They do charge faster than the regular batteries. I mean, the 6 amp still. The 8 amp is still fully charged. I know all these forged batteries have different power ratings. Like the 12 amp, the strongest battery they make. It puts out the most power to the power tool. And the 6 amp forge puts out the least power. People think this is, no, it's not. These batteries were designed not only to charge faster and last longer, they were also designed to make the tool put out more power. A lot of guys don't realize that. I've seen guys test these forged batteries, and each one stronger and stronger until you get to the 12, and it's tier number 5. In other words, you put it on a saw, boys are going to cut. Starting to warm up. Okay, it's warming up a little bit. See, this is stacked lithium, the 6 amp. Pouch cells, just like stacked lithium on Flex and on the power stack from DeWalt. And these are tablet cells. These are cheaper to make. This battery's 200 and this is 200. If they tried to make this 6 amp into an 8 amp, I bet you it would be probably 250 bucks. It'd be more than, it'd be the same price as the 12 amp forge. Okay. Let's put a couple more in. Notice we went off a little bit with the phone. Okay, let's get back down to business. Okay. Put 2 more in and move on to the next test. This is still the 6 amp. Okay. Okay, everybody can see this. Good. This is our next test. Like I say, this is our next test. We'll use a little bit bigger legs. Those are those ones. Okay. Now we're going to run these legs 5-inch. We'll go with the 8-amp for first, and it's still fully charged. I'm going to end up sitting down here doing this against my better judgment. Ooh, okay. All right, well, maybe I can try to read if anybody's talking. Okay. Now, let's switch out. We just ran the 8. Let's switch to the 6. The 6. Starting to get warm. Okay, now we're going to switch units all together. Now we're going to go on the 4th gen impact driver to their 3rd generation, their 2854-20 compact impact wrench. This is the bigger brother to the stubby. Like I say, now we're on to the M18. I think the 3rd generation. I know they're going to be working on another one for next year. Here we go. Okay, you can tell it's an impact wrench. It's a lot slower. let's take the 6 amp forge battery off. Cole, what are you doing? We'll put the 8 amp on. We're running out of legs here. We'll run them a couple of times through. Okay, now we'll remove them with the 8 amp forge. Now let's try the 6 amp forge. This unit's starting to get warmed up. Now let's go with the 6 amp again. I'm going to see what my dogs are up to. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Cole, what are you doing? What are you doing, Iris? What are you two doing? Okay. See what my dogs are up to still. What are you doing, Cole? Okay. Anybody want to see my dogs? There's my male Akita, Cole. Cole, say hi. Come on. Say hi. There's my female, Iris. She's just as big. Well, she weighs just as much as him. She's about 40 pounds over. He's about 130. 4 years old. She's 6 years old. Okay. See what they're up to. Oh, there they are. Everybody can see everything. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's see if any batteries dropped anything. Nope. 8 amp, still going. 6 amp, still going. Okay. Let's keep going on these legs. These are fairly small. I think they're not even 3/8. Well, I think maybe these are 3/8 in diameter. You can tell the difference. Let's try the impact driver. Here comes the 4th generation impact driver. Well, I got that wedged in there. Trying to get it too close. Let's remove that. Impact drivers are always faster than impact wrenches. They're made for small fasteners. Okay, let's switch over to the compact impact wrench with 8 amp forge battery. You can always tell the difference between they're hitting. This, I get my light. Let me get my light. You get to be my age, you got to have light during the day to see, let alone at night. Let's see what this puts out. Okay, this is the compact impact wrench, model number 2854-20. It only puts out 3,500 impacts per minute and only 2,400 RPMs. Their impact driver now, it puts out 4,400 impacts per minute and 3,900 RPMs. This is way quicker, but it's only made for small stuff like this. This ain't made to drive in a 10-inch lag. Okay, let's go back to the impact wrench with the 8 amp forge battery. Take that out a little bit. It's gonna be hard to remove. Okay. Now, let's keep running it. Much slower unit. They're going to redesign this next year. Finally starting to warm up here, this impact wrench. The impact driver, it hits much faster, more RPMs, a lot warmer. 2 more legs. Let's put the 6 amp forge on it. And it's still fully charged. Trying to run these almost equal. Okay, it's warmed up. Now, let's move on to some other stuff. I gotta figure out what I want to move on to next here. Well, let's pull these out. I got an idea here. Let's try a race. We got the 8 amp forge on the impact driver and the 6 amp forge on the impact wrench. Let's try to find two that are almost equal. Too close. That's the speed difference between a impact driver and a compact impact wrench from Milwaukee. Big difference. Big difference. Big difference. Impact driver will switch hands even. We'll even switch batteries. Let's put the 8 amp forge onto the impact wrench and put the 6 amp forge onto the impact driver. Big difference. Okay, let's try that again. Big difference. Like night and day. Thing about it is this impact driver is getting really hot. Impact wrench, not as hot. Well, too close. Let's do one at a time. Everybody knows that Milwaukee's 4th generation impact driver is way faster than their M18 Gen 2 or 3 compact impact wrench. 2 more to go. Don't forget, they came out with this compact impact wrench from Milwaukee back in 20. They came out with the impact driver end of 22. This is already 2 years old. This will be redesigned next year too. They'll both will be redesigned next year. Milwaukee doesn't want to fall behind, you know. It's like a car race. Every year they design a car over and over. They never keep the same design. If they do, it doesn't sell because nobody wants it. Why change it if it's running good? Okay. Now, we got that done. Now we're going to go for the big stuff. As soon as I find the big stuff. Okay. Let me see. Okay. See if anybody has anything else to say. Like I say, they charge. I don't have the super fast charger. That's an item I can't afford at this time. I'm going to wait for Christmas deals. Make sure everybody can see. This is what we're working on. But we're not going to use the impact driver. It won't be able to do any of those. That'll never happen. We may not even use the compact impact wrench. We might move on to the mid-torque. That's probably what we'll do. Okay, let me go find it. We're going to use the 2962-20, their mid-torque that they released, I think, about 3 years ago. I think that's a 21. They'll redesign that too. They're going to put the same technology that they have in their new stubby in there with the really tightly wrapped, wiring. They'll do it to all their tools. Okay. Let me get a socket. Oh, these are smaller ones. Good. Yep, we got it. Okay. Let's run it. Let's run it with the 6 amps forge first. Speed 3. Still fully charged. Still fully charged. These all should be the same size. Let's try another one. A little bit shorter. Let's try the 6 amp now. 6 amp forge. That's a long one. Let's try another one. Okay, let's switch to the 6 amp. No, the 8 amp, which is still fully charged. I don't know what one's faster. Okay. Now we got those. Let's go get this side. Okay. 8 amp forge. Mid torque. Okay. Let's go to the 6 amp forged. Still fully charged. That was real stubby. And we got a bigger leg there. Okay. Let's get a bigger socket. Wow, that's a biggie. Okay. Trying to see which battery will drop a cell first. This is probably going to be a big lag, so let's try the 8 amp forge. That's a pretty big one. See if I drop the cell. Nope. Still haven't dropped the cell on the 8 amp forge. Now we got that one done. Next. Okay, let's see what's next. Now I know this next lag is pretty big. I just installed it doing some testing about 5 hours ago. Well, let's get a socket for it. This is about a 12-inch lag. Let's try the 8 amp forge. Yep. Okay. Eight amp forge, second or third generation mid-torque from Milwaukee. Oh, come on. I just installed this a couple hours ago. Let me run it forward. Now reverse it. Well, it won't break it loose on the 8 amp. Let's try the 6 amp. Wow, it won't do anything. Okay, starting to get pretty warm too. Let's try it a little bit longer. Let's run it forward. Okay, did we drop a cell? Yes, we did. We finally dropped the cell on the 6 amp. Let's try the 8 amp. Let's keep trying this for about not much longer. It's not getting too warm. Let's run it forward with the 8 amp. Now let's reverse it. Wow. Okay. Drop the cell on the 8 amp forge now. Now, I'm going to go get something else. It's probably a tool nobody's seen. This is my Milwaukee. As soon as I see what it is. 2766-20. This is a high torque, but size-wise, it's not that much. It's a little bigger than the mid-torque, but it is smaller than a regular high torque because this is a pin detent. They make this new now for the high torque too in a pin detent, and it's detuned. This only puts out like, I think like 5, maybe 600 tightening at the most. Well, let's see if it'll release this without going to get the high torque. Okay. That's a hot one. Wow. I'm going to wear a glove on that. And it is a pin detent. So once I put it on, I'm going to have a bitch of a time to try to get it off. So it's going to stay on for a while. Okay. Let's run the 6 amp forge on it. This is a high torque, but it's a pin detent. See how big that is? Pretty big. Well, this is considered a high torque, but it's got less power because it's got a pin detent, and it's a little shorter than a regular high torque from Milwaukee, and they make a new one too. It's modeled after my new 2963, but it's a little bit smaller. So if somebody wants a high torque that's pin detent, they don't want something full size, you get this. Not many guys know about this unit. They make the new one too. In fact, it's too bad they don't take this on a trade. I get the new one, but I'll keep this one. Okay, we did that. What's next? Let's see here. It's about time I remove some of these legs out of this thing. Let's see here. This will be a good time. I've had these legs in here, I'm guessing, for about 3 weeks. Let's try to remove them. Aged with the weather too. Okay, let's see what we got here. That'll fit. Nothing small here. So we won't be using a pin detent. This is a bear to get off. Unless I try to pop it off. Let me see if I can get it off. Oh, brother. These are going to be really hard to get out. No, that came off. For once, the socket came off easy. It wasn't buried on there. Okay, so we can keep on using this. Because this is one impact wrench I hardly use. I've had it for 2 years now, I hardly use it. I don't really like it all that much because, you know, it's kind of in between a mid-torque and a high torque. So it's kind of like a mid-high torque or a low. It's kind of like a mid-high torque or a low-high torque. So it's like a mid-torque, but it's a little stronger, but not as strong as a high torque. So it's in between the two. Let's say you want to carry that around. You don't want a high torque, you don't want a mid-torque. Okay. Let's see here. So we can make this video last just a little bit longer. That covers that, not that. Okay, what am I looking for? Not anything that big. Hmm. And look, it covers it all. Good. Okay. Let's go back to the mid torque. Okay. Oh, the 8 amp forge came back. Okay. Okay, let's try the 6 amp forge. And whatever it can't remove, we'll use the pin detent. Okay. Down to 3 bars with the 6 amp. Let's try the 8. Wow, I won't even release that one. Okay, now let's break out the pin detent. How many people know about these units? Want to know why I don't like it? This is really hard to get this socket off sometimes. Okay, let's try it with the 8 amp. See if it can do it. This is the pin detent, high torque. No wonder why I didn't like it. Look how big that is. So, this is your pin detent high torque, which is more or less a high torque mid torque, or a mid torque high torque. So this is in between the mid torque and the high torque. And it finally did that instead of breaking out a real high torque. Not bad. What's the battery down to? Down to 3 cells too. Now I've taken all the legs out of everything here. Enough. I gotta think if I got any more left even to do. Yeah, let's go for them all. I'll install them another day. This is a big enough log. Best price about this? Free. I know where to get free wood at. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I think I did this video several days ago. Okay. Off. Down to 3 bars. And it's down to 3 bars. Okay. We'll just stick with this pin detent. Seems to be doing the best. Let's try the 6-amp forge. Big enough. Okay. Now, let's go with the 8-amp forge down to 3 bars. Not bad. And this hasn't even warmed up because this is considered a high torque. It takes a lot of work to make a high torque get hot. This is actually a pretty nice unit because I'm willing to bet the brand new one is probably way lighter than this and probably just a little bit smaller. I might consider buying that next year. Maybe, but not right now. They're still not cheap enough. So, let's see what we're looking at here. 8-amp forge down to 3 bars. 6-amp forge down to 3 bars. I haven't timed anything here. I took all the legs out of everything. We installed a lot. So I figure we got enough. What you want to see, and I'll see if I have the tools. What you want to see, and I'll see if I have the tools. Everybody saw a picture on my YouTube channel of all my Milwaukee tools. There's pictures on of my Flex, DeWalt. I might even run some oddball tools. I don't know. I got some store-bought tools too. I got Harbor Freight. So, but like I say, I want to keep going on this forge stuff right now as nobody else is thinking about this to compare the forge batteries to one another on different tools. No one wants to spend this much time doing it. I don't mind it. I got nothing else better to do 7 o'clock at night. So, well, okay, guys, I'll be back online probably either tomorrow night or Friday night. But we are gonna loosen up that trailer ball hitch with the stubby since we tightened it up with the 891 DeWalt. We'll see. Okay, Eric the Builder Tool Guy signing off.